Hi, I'm JJ Barnes, and this is Jonathan McKinney.
Hello.
And you're watching another episode of Writing Advice with JJ and Jonathan. Today we're going to be talking to you about why it is important to write deaths of main characters. If you have a book or a film where you are having battles or deaths or potential peril and, you want your audience to believe there is risk. Because if you never kill any main characters, if you only ever kill side characters, nobody is going to buy that your main character's life is actually at risk. So they will not find any suspense in it. They will not feel fear when you want them to feel fear. They just will not go with the emotions. And I think this is particularly true in series. So book series or TV series or, even film series.
Yeah.
Where somehow your plucky main gang of characters, say your Harry, Rons and Hermiones, or whoever it is, if they never die or get hurt, they always magically come through it some way, nobody is going to buy that there's actually a risk to them.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Buffy the Vampire Slayer almost suffers for this because obviously Willow and Xander make it a really, you never feel particularly worried that Willow and Xander are going to die.
That's true. I think there are times where their lives are in danger. And
I think because main characters do die, it means that your audience is never completely comfortable in this notion. I think it's easy to do because especially if you love your characters and you've got this whole world that you've built for them and you enjoy writing them and you've got all these adventures planned for these main characters that you've created, the idea of killing them off, it's a bit, well, what do I do then? I want these are the characters I'm telling the story of and the events happen around them, but then no one will be scared. And I think killing a main character too early makes it feel like they're that thing in Friends, like Dragon.
Dragon?
When his name's Dragon.
Right.
And he's like, you hire someone to fire them. Right, you write a character to kill them. So you... in Buffy, who am I thinking of? What's his name? The very first episode.
Jesse.
Jesse is set up as a main character, but then he's killed instantly.
Right.
So it has the effect of being like, oh, anybody could die, but also he was hired to fire.
With regards to a TV show, there's a difficulty, which is that you've got obligations to actors, actual human beings with jobs that depend on, and so you kind of have to, and sometimes an actor will not be available anymore, so that's when you might kill them off. But,
you're not necessarily with a TV show, you're not necessarily structuring it around your own personal choices. It's around network decisions or producer decisions or cast problems.
But if you write a book, I guess if we look at this sort of theme, this question closely, the question is how to effectively surprise your readers with the deaths of your characters. Because the everybody's safe thing, it's really easy to shatter that into pieces with a death that nobody was expecting, and the reason they weren't expecting is perhaps that they're midway through a journey. And then you nothing's safer than feeling like where this character's going to end up, but they're definitely going somewhere. They're definitely going somewhere, and you don't feel like you're reaching. Because we've got a good sense of how long the journey's going to take. So when you're writing, I mean, this is going to be a difficult decision to come to, because you might find that the characters, the way that the good guys, the bad guys, whoever are behaving, would lead to one of the deaths of a character maybe that you've been building an arc for, and that is going to be the most effective way to make readers go, oh Jesus,
now anybody could die.
Because you watch the Avengers movies, I know that there was a lot of death, but they all came back.
Yeah, you didn't actually. I mean, I know some people did, but you're like, you've got a whole franchise here. You've got other films in the lineup. Nobody's gonna buy it.
Yeah, in like the last movie of the big era or whatever, then yes, you're expecting somebody to die. But in Avengers or Avengers: Age of Ultron, you're not. You know that the characters are safe as houses, and certainly in their own movies, because they're going to have multiple movies. But you watch something else like Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones
goes out of its way to make sure you don't feel like any of the characters are safe.
Yeah, I felt like, and it was, and this is the difficulty of surprising readers. I felt watching Game of Thrones that
Jon Snow.
Spoilers for Game of Thrones, I guess. Jon Snow.
Daenerys.
Not Daenerys. Jon Snow. What's his name? Peter Dinklage's character.
Oh God! Why am I blank?
Lannister.
Oh my God! Tyrion! Oh my God! I just had a complete,
it's been a while since we watched.
a complete mental block on Tyrion Lannister.
So Tyrion, Jon Snow, and the Maisie Williams character.
Ah yeah.
They're the three characters I was certain would survive to the end.
Yeah. Daenerys I thought would get killed.
Yeah, and in a way, Jon Snow dies, but then it. So, but earlier on, with the death of
Rob,
I suppose is the main one. Yeah, Rob and his wife and his mother. So anyway, for you, the practical advice is to consider almost using the reader's sort of intuition about how long a journey is going to take as a red herring.
This is a really good piece of advice. I agree.
Because that will unseat.
Yeah, because if you write it as though you're building up to a character's death, everyone won't be shocked because they're like, oh, you've written that character to kill them. Yeah, if you write them... I have an example from my work.
Good.
Okay. So, the book I wrote, Emerald Wren and the Coven of Seven, it is a coven of 7, and as you might have guessed. And they're going off and they are trying to stop this man from burning women. Bad guy, and he's hunting a girl, and they're off trying to find the girl to stop him burning her. It's very gruesome. Anyway, so you think they're having this adventure, and then one of them at the midpoint gets killed. Mm-hmm. So then I feel like you're then going into the second half of the book. Like, okay, so actually any of this coven of people, of witches, could be killed.
Yeah. And
because that character wasn't written to die. I mean, they were, but they weren't written as if they were going to die. I'm not going to tell you who, because if you want to read it, it's really good. But yeah, I didn't write them as if they were going to die, because they were just as plot relevant, just as motivated, just as deep, just had an interesting backstory. All of the things you want from a main character, but then they die because it unsettles your audience. As you say, it means that then they go into any future battles, any future situations where there is peril, believing that there is peril.
Worrying about the well-being of your fictional characters, which is, incredibly competent storytelling if you can get that response.
But if you kill them too early, they're written to die, and nobody will then think, oh, anyone else is at risk. They're like, oh, okay, you've shown us that you'll kill people, everyone else is fine. If you keep your main cast, like however many it is, 2, 3, 5, whatever, and people around them die, then those characters are just written to die. The peripheral characters who you're not building people to invest in, then they don't feel the real threat.
So one thing I would say, another piece of advice that's connected to what you're saying there, is that if you have created a character to die, which is absolutely fine, the way that you undo the fact that they were created to die and make them a character that people might root for is that you give them a story. And it doesn't have to be like a red herring journey thing,
no.
But you give them a story, you give them something that they are in pursuit of,
exactly.
The same way that you give to all of your other characters.
Exactly, you have to make them as rich and interesting.
Yeah, and then they're not written to die.
Exactly, they're written because they're a character, and then they die. And you want it to unsettle your audience. You want it to make your audience feel like, therefore, nobody is safe. Because as soon as your audience feels like everybody's safe or the main characters are safe, they're gonna not be as invested.
Yeah, and the action, the climax of your story is going to be a lot less impactful.
Yeah.
If that's the word.
I think so.
Impacting. But yeah, it's going to be a lot less.
I think that's like when something's stuck in something.
Right. Well, anyway, it's going to be less riveting, and that's not what you want. You want
exactly
a very dramatic, edge of the seat experience for the reader.
Exactly. So that is our video about why you should write characters to die, or write characters that do die.
Yeah.
Kill your main characters.
Kill characters, because then there is peril.
Exactly. And without peril, then it's a bit boring.
Yeah, that's something else.
Yeah. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions that you would like us to answer, please drop us a comment below. If you are a YouTuber, we will give your YouTube channel a shout out. If you're doing anything about writing or you are talking about your work, we will send our audience over to you. So comment below, we'll do a video on your subject, and we'd love to do that and meet some more writey types around here. So thank you very much. If you could like this video and subscribe to our channel, we'll be able to keep bringing you the writing advice we hope you are benefiting from. So that would be awesome. I'm going to be putting some links along here to other videos that we've done, which should again help you motivate you and help you become a more confident writer. We're on social media. I'm Judy Ann Rose and he's John Muck on Twitter. I'm putting description stuff all down below with links to our work, links to our social media, links to everything we've got going on, including the new film that we are making in January, which is very exciting. It's called Hollowhead. So come and check that out too, and we'll be back again soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.